here in the frozen, harsh world of Icewind Dale. But before we do anything having to do with a sunblight fortress, a mimic, or palisades, if you are interested in earning a point of DM inspiration, or potentially a second fast inspiration, please give us a recap rolling. Okay.
Old one. I only clicked it once.
Somehow you got double tens.
Well, at least
At
least I'm consistent.
I only see him rolling 1.
I see 2.
I also see 2. But we got a 10 and a 3, so we will sell that to the 10 in 3, 2, 1, sold to Game in the Glaive.
Yeah, so a big fuck off metal dragon popped out at the top of the fortress that the Underdark, not gnomes, fucking dwarves. Durga. Yes, Durga. Big fuck off dragon popped out their fortress and flew towards 10 towns. And we were, hashing out, like, what the fuck are we going to do? And we eventually decided, like, fuck it, we're right here. Let's just kick down the fucking door. Well, at least that's what I wanted to do. Alice, he turned into a spider and snuck in. Not quite sure where he's at, but he's in there. Anyway, I thought it would be a good idea to cause a distraction. So I started breaking down the door, and then the door gave way. And I rushed in. I started killing motherfuckers. And everyone else rushed in. Except for, I think, Alicia. I didn't say Alicia. But rushed in. We started killing motherfuckers left and right. We killed motherfuckers. And we killed a lot of motherfuckers. And it's hurting. And now there's a mimic. A wee little mimic that wants to have a piece of this boy. And I'm going to fucking give it to him. That's pretty much where we're at.
That was perfect. Would you like a DM inspiration or a second factspiration for this evening?
Oh, yeah. I'll take a demon inspiration.
Sold to Game in the Glaive. Let us continue with our Thane facts for this week. Let us start first with Akia. Akia, can you tell us what your Thane fact for this week is?
Certainly. But I will give DM's option. Should I start talking about my family? I've been thinking about it, and I am prepared to describe the other Akias. Or should I describe some of my different spells and what they look like, because you have plans?
I do have plans, and I will say thank you for asking. So I would say let's do some spell descriptions, because I don't want to weaken any reveals.
Okay. All right. So let me go down the spell. Let me go down the spell list. I did not expect you to choose that option. So I'm a little. So will you come, knowing that you picked that option? Could you please come back to me?
Sure. We can come back to you. Let's go to the Lotus for this evening.
Sure. So, of course, you all know about Lotus's love of karaoke, but her favorite song to do at karaoke, and it has been for quite some time, is Land of Confusion, though specifically the more metal, hardcore, Disturbed cover of the song.
Your DM is definitely not looking up if there is a bardcore version of that song right now, because that song slaps. Oh man, I don't think there is. But that is amazing. Maybe when you guys get out of this dark and dank place, you will get the opportunity to have a karaoke night. Excellent. Let us continue to Alicia. Alicia, can you tell us your theme fact for this evening?
It's not so much a fact, but it's a little bit more of a curiosity. Lotus has been saying that they were a investigative journalist back on their world, and this has piqued Alicia's interest because they were also doing their own investigative journalism, and has a piece that they would, I think Lotus may be interested in reading at some point, but they don't want to reveal their hand just yet.
Interesting.
So I'll just leave it as mystery for now.
You guys are just a mystery crew. Well, thank you, Alicia. You might need this inspiration this evening. Let us continue to Avilis. Avilis, can you tell us your theme fact for this week?
Yeah, not very mysterious. Avilis has never had a pet that his family has not ultimately eaten.
Oh no!
Damn.
I don't know if that makes them not a pet at all. Just like backup food.
It just names his food. He has tried unsuccessfully to hide, like small rodents and stuff, but ultimately they're sniffed out and scarfed with very little ceremony. So, yeah, he's.
Oh, Avilis, thank you so much for bringing me a little ferret.
yeah, he loves animals, but
We love animals too, Avilis. Tasty animals.
I imagine it's kind of like living on a farm. It's like
Yes,
you're only allowed to name the animals food names to remind you what they will ultimately become.
Yeah, the pig's taken. Yeah.
Is that a
So
thing
this
on
is pork
farms?
chop 1, pork chop 2, fatback.
Oh man, I had no idea. Excellent. Then, Avilis, you've earned Faxpiration. I couldn't find Land of Confusion. In the Air tonight did feel appropriate. Oh. Sorry, I'm like trying to steal your Faxpirations over here, Avilis. While I'm trying to fix that, let us go to Game in the Glaive.
So the reason I speak with my weapons is much like Avilis. I too was not allowed to have pets as a child, and so I had an imaginary mate and whatnot, but that kind of had to go away after some stuff happened. You can't spend time talking to somebody who ain't there when you're trying to survive. But yeah, we were on the move, and a pet costs resources, so yeah, I was never allowed to have one. So once I started getting to pit fighting, I talked to weapons. They never said anything bad back, so just kept doing it.
And now I feel so bad for Gaiman in this moment.
Why?
That feels like so just feels bad. I don't know. I've been feeling what's the word?
It's
Pretty,
sentimental.
Pretty sentimental this week. So
It does.
Well,
it
at
does
least he
kinda feel
wasn't
like
given. At least it wasn't a case of he's hiding pets, and then his parents come along and say, "Nope, this is food." No, he was just said, "No, you can't you can't have pets because it takes time, it takes food, and we're gonna feed you, not the pet."
that's true.
Yeah, but the story kind of came off like Gaiman's never had friends, so he had to invent imaginary friends. And in adult life, his weapons were his friends. He was very alone, very, very alone. And then he was a pit fighter who was also alone.
Well, the reason he was alone was because his entire village, got slaughtered.
Yeah, but you were like, why is that a sad story? So I was just, that's why it's a sad story.
Okay, well, just if there are reasons for a thing happening, it's not like he was ostracized. It's just shit happened.
Still sad.
I'm just feeling I'm just feeling some type of way this week. I'm sorry, everyone.
Call the
I'll-
shit.
Feeling verklempt?
You
Do we need to
good?
talk amongst ourselves?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I just have been watching maybe too much sad TV. I need to watch some happy stuff.
Continue topic of discussion. Milli Vanilli was neither Millie nor Vanilli. Discuss.
Excellent. Well, let us continue. Gaiman has earned a point of expiration. He's so big. Well, I believe we are back to the beginning. We should be asking
Okay.
Akia their fact now. Oops.
All right. In that case, I've described a lot of Akia's spells before. The only two that they have left that I haven't really described that they prepare, kind of mundane in comparison. Featherfall. It is just a tiny Kumikyu that flies out, attaches to your back. It's a little bit smaller than the homunculus, and it's black. And these tentacle-like arms stretch out, wrap around in a double seatbelt sort of fashion. A parachute comes out. Pretty simple. The other one is Vortex Warp. So with Vortex Warp, say Gaiman was fighting something and he got warped. Basically, you just feel yourself suddenly going backwards. And then you're somewhere else. As you get pulled through, basically, gun portal.
That's amazing. I'm imagining the scene from the film Psycho as the lady was falling down the stairs.
Yep. So that actually completes all of their spells. I've talked about all of them. Featherfall, Cure Wounds, Identify. Reactive Armor is just their armor adapting to the situation. And that's it. That's all their spells. They don't have that many.
Sure.
That is the trouble of artifice.
But maybe we'll see some new spells from you soon. Who knows? Anything is possible through our Lord Gond, the Creator. Let us go back to the Sunblight Fortress. We are back in initiative, and I'm sorry, Phil Collins, but you have been banished. And just so I don't repeat what I did last week, I didn't forget anyone, did I? No, I got everyone, I think.
All right. My token's kind of. So, question about the tokens. This animation, this thing on the overlay directly on top of it, that is the has had a turn, right?
Correct.
And then what is the outline token thing for?
The outline token thing? Are you saying the thing that's currently wrapped
circle.
around Lotus?
No,
The
that's
purple ring,
Oh,
the token ring.
I can. That's literally it's the image. So if you aren't
that's
acting,
part of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
It has no other designation than it's just part of the image, but I can edit that so that it's not a thing if it is a visual distraction to you.
It does make it a little bit much.
Okay, I will put that in my to-do list to get rid of for next time. Can you deal with it for this evening?
Oh yeah, certainly.
Okay, cool. So if we look at the combat tracker, it appears as if our friend Lotus is highlighted. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lotus, it's your turn.
That sounds right to me. Alright. Bonus action. I see the mimic. I'll go ahead and spend my bonus action. I would like to I'll say Flavy enemy scan. Mimic. I believe since I targeted it did select the right one. It is aberration, correct?
The mimic? Let me check. My brain. It is a monstrosity.
Check your
Monstrosity.
scouter.
All right.
Check yes, scouta.
All right.
Akita,
Wait.
what does the scouter say?
Wavy, what does the scouter say about its power level?
It's 1006. Kick his ass, Lotus. Oh, really? Ah, awesome. Oh, wait. It was upside down. You know that this creature has roughly 6 hit dice, and if you had to guess, roughly 40 hit points.
All right, so this is a little hardy there. All right. Don't know for sure what's coming up, and I kind of want to save my remaining first level spell slots, so I will just go ahead and chuck a firebolt at it.
A 17 definitely hits. It takes full damage from fire.
All right, so I'll go ahead and I think I'm in a safe space for now, so I'll just go ahead and hang here. And it took damage, so it has the opportunity to steal.
And it shall. It is now the Mimic's turn. The Mimic queue. Okay, we have Lotus having acted, and now it's the Mimic is acting. All right, the Mimic. It sees it's got, well, a Gaiman in front of it. So it is going to move forward. It will go ahead and use its pseudopod. No, it won't. It will use its action just to take another step forward. That is its whole turn, just to move into position next to Gaiman. It has acted. And looking at the combat tracker here, the only person who has not acted is Spider Avalis.
It's me.
Spiderless.
I would like to keep
Spiderless.
riding the dragon. Whee!
Excellent. So, riding the
That does
dragon.
not mean what you think it means.
Oh no. So yeah. So last stop was Kaer Koenig.
Excellent. Last stop, Kaer Koenig. And right as we were about to do this, I closed my notes with that in mind, like a silly goose, but I have it. So, you see that the dragon is traveling from Kaer Dineval to Kaer Koenig. Now you see it is going from Kaer Koenig to Tourmaline.
To what?
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline. That's like a gem, right? Like Torma line, something like that.
Correct. You would know that Tourmaline is literally the gem mining town here in the 10 Towns region.
Okay, that is that's it for Avalis. I will I don't know if spiders have great hearing, but how does it sound out there?
Well, the door was opened quite a long time ago, so you did hear all of the shouts from the Duergar, the shouts of fighting, the
Lightning bolts.
lightning bolts, the fireballs.
explosions.
All right, but the last 6 seconds have been fairly quiet, right? Because
Correct. There hasn't been any like explosions or really any swings of weapons. You did hear Lotus cast a spell. Lotus, in certain video games, I believe they say the word Ignis when they cast Fireball. For all you Boulder Gate 3 fans out there, does Lotus have some verbal components when she does a firebolt?
Well, you know, of course, her love of baseball. It's like she, for firebolt, she's taking the pitcher stance and throwing out a fastball. So she'll actually call that out fastball.
I love it.
And it actually looks like she's throwing a flaming baseball.
It's like Randy Johnson killing that pigeon over and over again. If you don't know what that is, you have a YouTube video to look up. Excellent. So yeah, that's what you have heard up to this point. Does that change Avalis's decision making on what he should do?
You just see a very nervous-looking spider that's like, "Hurry up, dragon! Hurry up! Hurry up, dragon! Hurry up, dragon!" Oh, I hope it's done soon.
I love it. Well, you control initiative because you haven't damaged anyone. Going into round 9. Round the 9th.
I will pass to Gaiman.
And lo and behold, Gaiman is actually the first one in the initiative order. So Gaiman, you are up.
All right. Well, raging, blood's up. Don't have a good record with mimics, so fuck it. Raging. I'll be reckless. And I've got this. Do I have this seal? What do I have?
No idea. I think you were using your whip.
All right. In that case, I put away the whip and gonna get out the seal. I feel like whipping's not gonna. Whipping's too good for this creature. He needs to be cleaved.
Ooh. A 18 is a big old hit on the abject mimic. It takes a lot of damage and it begins to squeal in pain.
Extra attack, extra pain. Again,
And
reckless.
a 22 hits for 13 points of slashing. The mimic is bloodied.
Don't die.
I know. I'm like, oh.
Excellent.
The smart thing would have been to disengage and move away, but Gaiman's not smart. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
Alrighty. Well, that is the case. Gaiman has now acted, and now the mimic will act. You see its eyes glow red in the light of the braziers as it sees its meal, and will make one single attack against Gaiman at advantage.
I was like, I hope it doesn't have 3 attacks.
A bite. Too bad. 17 to hit.
That does it.
For 18 piercing, 6 acid. As you all see Gaiman get knocked unconscious, the mimic looks toward you all, and its oozy body just slithers over Gaiman like someone poured out an entire bottle of petroleum jelly, and it's moving along the floor toward you. The creature will go ahead and pass, now that it is acted, to Alicia.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to do some stuff in the background here.
I think we might finally be safe.
You hear
This thing does not want to go away.
moving along the ground.
Alright. Alicia, 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, Gaiman's down. How far is this thing away from her or them? Alright. Spells. This thing's injured. At least it's gonna throw a toll of the dead at it. I need to make a wisdom save.
And it shall. It is injured, so we'll take the bigger damage here. If it it takes 15 points of necrotic damage, and as you deal this to it, it is desiccated and turned into a hollowed husk as the abject mimic is killed.
It's more like the sound of church bells go off, and then as I don't know, say like a piece of fruit or something is like just laid out in the sun for too long, it starts to dry up and you know kind of lose all of its moisture. That's essentially what kind of happens to this thing.
Absolutely. You treat this creature like I treat prunes. Prunes.
Prunes help you poop.
Yes, the natural sorbitol acts as a laxative. Alicia.
5, 10, 10, 15. I think that's all all the movement I have left as I'm getting closer towards Gaiman to I see is down. That's it. I will pass it over to I'll pass it over to Lotus.
All right. Lotus, the mimic is dead. However, your ally is lying
Alright.
flat on his back.
Alright, I'll go ahead and, well, get as close as I can to Gaiman with my 30 feet of movement here. And I'll just call out, say, Avlis, are you here? Gaiman needs help, he's down. I guess that'll be my action to call out to Avlis. And I'll go ahead and pass to him.
Okay.
Sure.
I will jump off the dragon at the same time as being human, like a whoop. And oh well, I guess I got to set up my token, but you know, that was bonus action, and then 10, 15, 20.
That's a chew toy.
Oh, you know, I can't get any closer, so I will cast Healing Word from here, and that will at least bring him up. Once I open my sheet, spellbook, Healing Word. All right, that's best it could have been. 8 HP.
As Gaiman receives 8 hit points. Combat ends. Gaiman is no longer in danger.
All right, Avils runs back. Does the had the dragon moved on too far?
So I will tell you guys exactly what you see, or I'll tell what you see, Avlis, as you look into the dragon model. Sorry, I was switching our music. So you see the dragon model moves from Tourmaline to Lonelywood, Lonelywood to Bremen, Bremen to Targos, and then finally Targos to Bryn Shander.
Is that Brim Shander or Bryn Shander? N or M? Sorry.
It's Bryn.
N. Thank you. And then from Bryn Shander, does it go back to Sunlight?
Correct. Heroes, you feel a slight moment of calm. No other Dorgar seem to come running for the moment.
Sorry.
Avlis will break off the dragon, like snap it off if he can.
It snaps off. It is simply like a model on a model train track.
And I will kind of look at everybody and see that Lotus is helping Gaiman, and everyone else looks really wrecked. And feel a little guilty, but I found something. And I'll hold open my palm and show the dragon.
Oh, Avlis, did you make a trip to the game store while we were fighting out here?
Yeah, I found a really impressive World of Warcraft or was it Warhammer table. Yeah, I think I know where it's going.
That supposed to be that dragon we saw earlier.
Yes.
Where?
There's and I motion behind me. There's a model table of 10 towns. And he will give the Chardalyn dragon to Akia as he gets close.
Is this, excuse me, is this a model of the dragon we just saw?
I believe it is. And I know where it's going. That's all he says.
I was about to say. I assume you explain what you. Oh, nope.
No.
Not at all.
No, he does not.
Everyone
you-
get inside the room.
Yes, Gaiman, Lotus will lean down and attempt to help you up with her massive 8 strength.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna try because of my 8 as well. Gaiman, can you walk?
Yeah, I'm just gonna lie here for a bit, I think.
Well, we don't want anyone coming by and then seeing you and then try and finish you off. At least try.
I'm good. I'm good.
He's just sort of staring at the ceiling.
Look, listen, just give me a minute. I'll be fine. If anybody comes over, I'll just cut the nuts off.
I need you to get inside that room so I can start casting prayer of healing. Move your ass, boy!
Boy! Boy! Who the fuck you call it boy, mate?
Voice from the sky. Random voice from the sky. Gaiman, I really need you to get inside the room. I can start healing everyone's wounds. Just kidding.
Fucking fine. I was just gonna have a lie down, but no! At least you gotta heal everybody.
I mean, if
you
you
can
want
lie down in here.
if you want to continue bleeding,
Nope, I don't want to lie down anymore.
You can lie on the table and pretend
Nope,
you're a
don't wanna.
giant, but you could be huge. As you see the miniature in front of you.
Oh,
Yeah, Lotus will
you
look down at the setup.
You found a toy. Some
I-
Durgar kid left his shit up here.
You all look at the miniature, and it is a 6-inch replica. Very, very artistically made, and you would say almost a perfect representation of the creature that you saw escaping from the chimney of this place. This is what the miniature looks like.
So it started here, where I believe we are. And he'll, point to the fortress, and then he will slowly trace out the route, calling out each name. It first went to Dugan's Hole, then over to Goodmead, and then blah 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 blah. Ultimately, to end up at Brinchander, and then back here. I believe that is the route he will take.
TM, can I make an artificer check on the model to see if I don't know, see anything of significance? Maybe a weakness in the design or something.
Oh, you were going to see if they, when building this thing, if
Like, or
someone
maybe-
included an exhaust port weakness.
Maybe that, but also like to see if there's like if it looks like it would be piloted at all.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you can give me a artificer's check here. I would accept a smith's tools check or a tinker's tools check. And a quick aside for everyone, those checks now exist on the main page. They are in your attributes. If you scroll down, you will see that your tool proficiencies you can now highlight and click. So when you roll tool proficiencies, you do so from there. Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
So on your character sheet, if you scroll down to underneath your armor proficiencies, you now roll tool proficiency checks from there.
Okay.
Yeah, they are now broken from rolling them from the actual tools themselves. So like if I roll a thieves tools check from IKEA, it's just not going to work.
Oh, okay.
It might have worked there, but usually it does not. Anyways, an 18. This is not a piloted vehicle from any source of the imagination. You see that it doesn't contain a cockpit. There doesn't seem to be any latches or doors or anything that would, well, inform you that there's someone or something inside. From a weakness standpoint, maybe as an artificer you would have this opinion, but if they really wanted to create the ultimate war machine, they would have not made it into the shape of something organic, if that makes sense. Like robot warriors are super cool, but they still have the stability and humanoid weaknesses of walking upright.
Yeah, they should be on treads like a tank, but for no good reason they're bipedal, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and this, it's a dragon, so it's not, like a walking robot, but it still has, all of the weaknesses of, if you had to fight a dragon, this seems like it probably would have all of those same sort of weaknesses as well. It uses wings to fly. It is very large, so if it has to squeeze anywhere, you think that it might have a hard time. Those type of things.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I will think out loud as I analyze it.
I would say during this, Lotus would have opened up her notebook and made note of the flight path that Alice wrote down earlier, and also writing notes in shorthand of your observations at Kia. And she would just sort of like tap her the quill pen on the notebook and say, interesting. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought it would have headed for Bryn Shander first, being that you would think being the largest town would have been, you'd want to take out what would have been the center of power first.
I think it's going for easy targets, for there's very little to prevent it from completely destroying Dukin's Hole. You were saying, Akia.
Oh, I was going to say that perhaps if they had any suspicion that they might fail, it would be the way to guarantee the most damage, as you were saying. If it is going to be defeated, it would be at Bryn Shander. And they want to assure that as much damage is done as possible. DM, so this is a weird scenario, and I wouldn't... just because I have a tiny Chardalyn dragon about the right size of a homunculus.
You would have put the heart in the Chardalyn dragon toy.
I do.
If I see that, I'm going to immediately say, "Don't you dare do that again."
No, that's awesome.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it real hard.
Akia, drop it. You've been staring at that thing since we got here.
As your DM, I would say if you wish to make this 6-inch figurine into a homunculus, by all means.
It would just be temporary until I could repair Kumakyu's true body.
So
perhaps it could give us insight into the actual dragon.
So you're wishing to use a foreign, unknown material for this? What do you even know of its properties?
Akia will just start talking about all the properties that it's learned of Chardalyn since they've been playing with it the entire trip. It's like it has a melting point. The melting point of Chardalyn is 472 degrees.
Alicia will immediately counteract that with everything that they have detected magically from that thing.
Did you not wish for this information? You asked.
I did, but I was not looking for it to be used as justification to do so.
I did not mean it as justification. You asked for the information. I was merely complying with your request.
That's fair. I don't know if that material really should be wielded by anyone, honestly.
It was yielded to great effect by Gaiman earlier in that battle.
Yeah, I fucked some guy up with it. Smashed him in the head.
I can only give a warning.
I appreciate your concern. And they do it.
Does that take any amount of time, or is it just an action to do?
Well, if Kumakyu does not have a body, I can take the heart and create a new body over a long rest.
Mm.
If it is unconscious at 0 HP, I can heal it with the mending cantrip.
Ah, I see that. 2d6 hit points. So you have a new body, you have the heart, and you just are doing a little bit of a smack and tape, as we like to call it in the biz.
Right.
A
Smack and
MacGyver.
tape. Mm-hmm.
MacGruber.
That's a better name for it, MacGyver.
It wakes up.
Kumakyu.
It's oh shit.
That's what I'm thinking is about to happen. But yeah, has 10 minutes passed?
As far as I am concerned, you asked me that starting at, it was roughly 4:05, 4:06, and it's now 4:15, about to be 4:16, so 10 minutes could have passed.
Okay. Then I am going to cast a second level prayer of healing on everyone.
Yay. How many targets can that hit? Oh, there's only 5 of us that are actually damaged, so...
Oh, wow, that was some trash roll. What the fuck?
It was.
Alright, well, everyone gets 9 hit points.
Thank you.
And it should be pointed out, there is a room to your north that seems to have a lot of stuff inside of it. The room that you all are currently standing in seems to not have much stuff beyond the miniature of 10 towns. Also, this is something I messaged Paul earlier today about you're gonna shit. Well, I hope you've got your baby wipes ready. Discovering this board and watching it go through its entire cycle is a milestone.
Huh.
But
What?
just for Avalos.
Yeah, just for me. You all gotta sit here for a minute.
Everyone else can just, go fuck off.
So,
So
your
now we're
party
just gonna be
has-
that one party where that one guy's over leveled from everyone else.
So the party has earned a milestone because you have discovered the path of the Chardalyn dragon. So, heroes, I will say here, you can level up here, and what would happen is it would be not a Skyrim level up where you just heal everything. You would just gain the additional resources from your level up, but you would not heal or regain any resources that you have spent, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Perfect.
So, in the case of the spellcasters, I think 6th level gives us an extra 3rd level spell slot, but
Mhm.
whatever spell slots that we're at currently, that stays. So it's not like we would get an extra 3rd level.
You
So-
do.
Yeah, if you went from 0 of 2 to then
1 of
3, you would go 1 of 3.
Okay.
I'm confused. What happened?
Oh, they were asking about if you gain a 3rd level spell slot, so you would have 3 3rd level spell slots to cast, if you would now have a 3rd level spell slot to cast with. And I was saying yes. You would have 1 of 3.
Right. So when we rest, we go up to level 6. Is that right?
No,
Okay.
you're
We're
right
down to
now.
6 now.
Oh, we're now level 6. Okay.
Yeah, you guys got that milestone. You saw the World of Warcraft, the 4K plan here to, well, destroy 10 towns in front of you, and that was a milestone.
Alright, so Orf, I'm going to tell you this now so that you're
Mhm.
prepared. I am taking Counterspell.
And how I usually do that, once someone informs me that they have the counter spell, I will say, an enemy is casting a spell. In 3, 2, 1. And then as a part of your reaction, you can attempt to identify the spell they are casting to see if you wish to counterspell it.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, so you can see which hand jutsus they are using. So you don't end up using a counterspell on a cantrip or something.
Also, with the since I took the Fizbin's dragon, I get elemental affinity, where it says starting at 6th level, when you cast a spell that deals damage to the type associated with your draconic ancestry, you can add your charisma modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour.
That's pretty cool. Oh, and I had to mention, Gaiman, your Stone's Endurance was actually, you had one in the tank, because it's your proficiency bonus.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I was looking at your sheet earlier today, and I was like, oh my gosh, he has another one of these.
Ooh. On the question of the spells, by that going up, would that allow us to get another prepared spell if we have it? If we have the option? Or sorry,
Yes.
the availability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can prepare another spell.
Oh, okay.
I just gained tool expertise. I have expertise with all tools now.
You have expertise with all tools?
All tools that I'm proficient with, I now have expertise with.
Oh, nice. I wonder if you're... Oh, so on your sheet, you're going to have to go in. Do you see the tool proficiency box under armor proficiencies?
Yep.
You'll have to switch all of those to expertise. It didn't do it automatically for you. I'm sorry to throw this right in the middle of the session to you guys.
No, it's good.
That's crazy. We were level 5 for 45 seconds of combat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you gave us another level. How dare you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What else will I give you in this contest?
Hopefully not the clap.
I mean, we can say it like that.
As you guys are looking around the room, feeling your feelings on this, contemplating, meditating, the braziers in this room are heaped with glowing hot coals, which contain heat. This chamber also contains a large stone bed covered with soot-stained furs. Its head is against the north wall. In a shallow niche above the bed is a bas relief of a giant scowling Duergar clenching its teeth. At the foot of the bed is a flat-topped iron trunk sealed with a bulky padlock. A stone door is set into the western wall. So the wall is there.
Ooh, I get 3 wild shapes now. Yeah.
It's a lot of wild shapes.
Yeah. Now I still got 2 in the tank.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the new UA druid has a lot of powers. They are like the Cartman from the Ninja episode.
Oh, with this level up, don't worry. I got gained an extra rage, guys.
Hell yeah! Oh, and Avelis, what land power do you have this day?
Because I obviously was Arctic, I'm going to stay Arctic until I long rest again, and then I'll change to maybe something different.
Sure. Cool. Sounds good. You get a lot of cool spells for being an Arctic druid now with this UA.
Yeah. Do those become prepared now, or
Correct.
Okay, I will mark those then.
So, everyone in that new room, there is a chest, there is a closet, and there is a bed.
I would love to check the chest and closet as soon as I finish leveling.
Sure.
Wait.
I just want to test out the music real quick, everyone.
So, like, if there's a chest in a closet, I should whip them. Because they could be mimics.
They might have something valuable inside that would be destroyed if you do that. Why don't you just gently... I don't know.
Why don't you
poke
just
it?
gently do it? Why don't
Okay.
you go over there, fondle the chest, and see if it turns into a mimic and bite your fucking arm off?
I will take the ice knife and just sort of put the knife tip to it and just sort of twist back and forth.
On the chest.
Yeah.
The chest itself seems to be made out of a very sturdy metal and iron, so the cold seems to, well, start to dance along the outside of the chest. But it doesn't seem to immediately react as if it was a mimic, or it doesn't awaken as if it was like a constructed type creature.
OOC, who is our checking for traps type person?
Checking for traps is usually investigation in my games, so I just wanted to give you guys that information.
That is not me.
Not me.
I am
Well, technically not me. Like, I'm not checking for them, but like if I'm running into a situation, I'm liable to spring them.
I have proficiency in investigation, but I am
Yeah.
not a checking traps kind of person.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you might be. What's your
My
bonus?
modifier is +4.
Oh, that's
Lotus Sky has +4s as well.
I've got a -2.
Mine-
0.
mine's also +4, but I've also got thieves' tools, so I can.
All of that's
Pickle-
because of the exhaustion. Excuse me.
Oh,
go ahead.
What? Sorry, Caleb. I did. Looking at my trance stuff, I had switched those out, so I have proficiency in land vehicles because of the sleds. I figured that works, and then woodcarver's tools. Although I don't possess woodcarver's tools, I just have the proficiency.
Interesting. Maybe you'll get the chance to get some.
Also, everybody, I now have the ability to make the following magical items: Boots of Elvenkind, Cloak of Elvenkind, Cloak of the Manta Ray, Eyes of Charming, Gloves of Thievery, Lantern of Revealing, Pipes of Haunting, and Ring of Water Walking. Funny enough, they all have "of" in the name. I think that's just 5e.
Could be.
+5 dexterity checks.
Yeah, those of theory are nice, and they don't require attunement.
To all sleight of hand checks? That's great. That's crazy.
The gloves of thievery, the invisible fingerless gloves.
Yeah,
They are very good.
allows you to get those 5-finger discounts.
Mhm.
Alicia will check for traps with help from Lotus.
Mhm.
I guess that'll be with advantage.
Yes.
I'd just like to go on record and say, if anyone tries to do a 5-figure discount on any of my shit, they're gonna get a 5-finger death punch.
Wow, my rolls are just garbo today. What the hell?
Yeah, you guys both look at this this chest, and it seems to be very indicative of Duergar architecture and artistry. There seems to be no adornments. There is no flash. There's no style. It is as simple a stone chest, a stone box, as you have ever seen. The padlock itself is the same way. You have seen chests and locks in Brinchander that are engraved with maker's marks, with bits of jewelry, with bits of gold. There is none of that. There's only cold stone and steel.
Hey, DM, can I talk to you in private chat for just a moment?
Yes. Everyone, I'll be right back.
So, Alice, I'm sorry if your plans were to try and tame
the mimic.
No. That I looked at that. Was like, he would not. Unnatural.
I don't know your mind.
He's all. Sylvanas is about balance. If you ask him about the dragon, he'll have definite opinions about that too.
Well, this is David apologizing, not gaming. Gaming.
Oh yeah, gaming.
Does
Yeah,
not give
give you
shits.
shits.
It just,
Yeah.
No, after he got almost eaten by a giant mimic, like all mimics are just no. All mimics die.
All right. So.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Akia will actually go up to Alicia and say, "You were asking me what I knew about Chardalyn. I actually did make something of Chardalyn that may change your mind about it."
Oh.
Well, we had those scraps, and I've been working with them since we left Bryn Shander. And I had enough to make this. And Akia will pull out a tiny ring that looks like it's just your size. And it's just a ring, and it's got a little, it's not like a gem or anything. It's just a little silhouette shaped of Kumakyu. In just the one edge of the ring, it's like etched, so that it's instead of being a ring, it's a Kumakyu for just a small segment of it, and they present it to you. It's like, and I think it would be very helpful to us. You can use it to recharge your spell, recharge your ability to cast spells.
We actually need to go back to this music now. This is what you're doing.
Thank you. That's quite generous of you, Akia. Alicia will take it and kind of inspect it a little bit. I guess now they're just with that roll they had on the investigation check. I guess that didn't get them anywhere, so they're just gonna move away from the chest now.
Question, Orpheus.
Yes, sir.
So, with gaming's new imposing presence at 6th level, I would assume that if he's blocking line of sight for enemies, I mean, he should block line of sight for allies as well.
Yes. How it's written is if a line can be drawn through you, and whether that's basically through your front, targets, through your front and through your back, if there is another person on the other side, they're going to have 3/4 cover.
Alright.
And for those of you not familiar, 3/4 cover is +5 AC. So you will definitely want to get
I'm an even
behind
better meat shield!
Yeah, that is one of the best defender type abilities I've
You're
ever
a meat
seen.
wall.
Mm-hmm.
Great Wall of Gaming.
The Great Wall of Gaming.
As Akia describes it, you would it is a ring of spell storing made of Chardalyn.
You know that unknown material you're worried about?
Yeah.
A spell refueling ring. While wearing this ring, the creature can recover 1 expended spell slot as an action. The recovered slot can be of 3rd level or lower.
That's really good.
But yeah, it's a spell restoring ring.
Yeah, but you gotta attune to it before you can. You just have to wear the ring for an hour.
Yeah.
And you can get a spell slot back. Just an hour.
Lex is happy.
You
Alicia
might
is
go back.
suspicious.
Here.
Lex is happy. Alicia is
I'm having
suspicious.
trouble connecting.
No, not Alexa. Shut up.
That damn robot. Get her out of here.
They're always listening.
Alexa,
They're
fuck
always
off.
listening.
Flavy?
Flavy is talking to you.
But Alicia will thank you for the ring, and we do what? 1 hour attunements or action attunements in this game?
Yarp.
There's so many fucking games, Jesus.
I'm okay with you guys doing a heroic attunement here, where it's an action to attune to it, and then if you want to unattune, then it would take you a longer amount of time.
Okay.
Orpheus, what's in this closet?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It sounded like what you guys know about the room right now. For all intents and purposes, the chest does not appear to be locked. Or not locked, does not appear to be trapped. You did not detect any traps. The
I will-
closet. There is a shrine within. There's a shelf in the south wall that seems to hold a 2-foot-tall statuette of a nude female Durgar with no facial features and a spiked crown atop her hairless head. Stacked on the shelf around the statuette are 7 Mind Flayer skulls.
What the fuck is this?
Lotus will come over and just take a peek, and seeing the Mind Flayer skulls, her face sinks.
Gaiman will grab skulls off of the shrine, one in each hand, and he will come back out from the closet and say,
Oi, look what I found.
What are those things?
Hello, my name is Mr. Skull. Hello, Mr. Skull. I am also Mr. Skull. Hello.
the elephant skulls.
Can I make a nature check on if those are indeed elephant skulls?
I will say there is no nature check necessary. That is not an elephant skull. Number one, it fits in Gaiman's hand.
Yeah. Gaiman, elephant skulls are a little bigger generally.
Well, no, it's what I said. The elephants, they're what, captured Lotus.
Okay.
The elephants. They got, 4 trunks in the front, grey, like peanuts, afraid of mice.
I'm confused. Or you're confused.
No,
There's
no.
definitely confusion.
I think you're bloody confused. You say that's not true.
They're not called elephants, Gaiman. They're called illithids or mind flayers. And this, you can tell she's just going through a lot seeing this right now.
Lotus? And they'll just put a hand on your shoulder just to calm you down. Seeing that you're going through this.
Take a deep breath. Let out.
Are these what took you?
Well, I'll say this: if any of them are the ones that took me, I feel no shame or remorse for the fate that they met.
I think I would like to go back to my home now. All right, let's go this way.
Gaiman will put the skulls down.
You put the skulls down. There are no ill effects that seem to affect you. There is still the beautiful statuette, and Gaiman, you can see that this statuette is made of that same metal that Gaiman was playing. Not Gaiman, excuse me. That Akia was playing with.
Akia's gonna lug around this huge statue.
Oh, it's like a 6-inch figurette.
Oh, okay.
It's an action figure.
Yeah. A booby action figure, apparently.
Yes.
They make those too.
I heard they make them a lot in Japan for some reason. Matthew, you were raising your hand.
I was going to say I opened the chest.
Oh, it is. There's a padlock on it. Would you like to attempt to pick the padlock?
I would like to.
Excellent.
Everyone pretend that this Kumikyu is a dragon.
Damon is just gonna snatch up the booby statue.
Okay.
Because it looks like the same metal as what Akia wants, and so he thinks maybe Akia could use it.
Hey, as you pick up the statuette of this nude, faceless Duergar female, can you give me a wisdom save, please?
Do it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Do it!
Clearly a god. Yeah.
All right, let's get ready for some failure.
Oh.
16 is enough. Gaiman, as you pick up the statue, you feel inside your skull what you could only describe as the feeling as tentacles hugging your brain, pulling them out of your nostril, and then attempting to be eaten. It lasts for but a moment, and then it passes.
Creepy booby
That-
statue with tentacles. Definitely Japan.
What the fuck? Oi! Akia, look at this thing.
And Gabe's just gonna bring it over. He's like,
This thing, like, I touched it, I picked it up, and I felt weird, like shit was going up my nose.
Damon, put it down. Put it down.
Oh,
Lewis is sounding very insistent.
The padlock remains locked. Akia.
I rolled a 3.
You could use your Faxpiration and potentially open it. You
yeah,
need
sure.
to roll pretty high.
is it like just an exterior lock, or is it like built in?
It is a padlock.
Oh, can I like attempt to just break it?
You could.
your hand won't be help me out with that, okay? I can just like, knock that off.
Sure. I'll back up.
All right, Gabe's just gonna reach out and grab the lock and try and rip it off the hasp. What do you want for that? Acrobatics? Is it not acrobatics? Athletics or another strike or?
Yeah, you could use an athletics to try to rip this thing off its hinges, the padlock. Ooh, 15 is close, but you definitely need to be a little stronger.
I will throw out my Faxpiration. You can't get me to succeed in the costume this time.
We'll see what you roll.
Are we a D8 or 6?
Yes, it's a D8.
We got to remember to ask for guidance.
That is a 20. A 20 was the number I was looking for. You were able to rip off the padlock within the iron treasure. You pull it out. You open up. And inside, you see some kind of strange things. There appear to be, on top, a pair of sandals carved out of obsidian. Sitting directly underneath the sandals appears to be a quilted smoking jacket, probably sized for a dwarf. Sewn within it appear to be many gemstones. That's what you see currently, the sandals and then the smoking jacket. You can tell me what you do with that information.
Are you saying that this is a jacket that emits smoke or a jacket that you wear while you smoke?
It is a Hugh Hefner.
Hugh
jacket.
Hefner. Yeah, it's Hugh Hefner.
I thought someone was going to say, who's that? But this isn't my Thursday game.
I mean, unfortunately, his relevance is
I like that.
no longer relevant.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you saw those things. Potentially there could be more, but you would have to, well, pull out what you saw on top.
I'll grab these sandals and just inspect them a little bit.
They seem to be made of obsidian, and their artistry and the stone that they are made out of would lead these to be a very valuable item.
Stone Crocs.
Mm-hmm. They are exactly stone crocs.
Oh God.
And as a man who enjoys wearing crocs made of rubber, so nice.
I will put them in my inventory.
Okay, you have a pair of dwarven sandals carved from obsidian. You could give me either a crafting check of smithing or tinkerers, and that would give you a little bit more information about how much you could potentially sell these art pieces for.
Sorry, I was typing. What tool did you say? Tinkerer?
You could do tinker, you could do smith, you could do jewelers here. I would accept a lot of tools for this. These sandals, to the right person, would probably be worth 250 GP.
Wow.
I don't want to know the right person that wears like obsidian sandals.
I feel like they would be
A German dwarf.
incredibly
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm. So you see the sandals, and then you see that quilted smoking jacket.
I think these sandals would be very valuable to the buyer who does not value their money.
I'd say Lotus would go over and she wouldn't touch
Wait,
it
hold
first.
on a second. You said the buyer that doesn't value their money. Aren't that all buyers? Like they whatever it is that they're buying, they want it more than their money. That's why they're willing to part with it.
I believe there is nuance.
So,
Where are the new ants? I don't see any new ants. It's too cold for ants here.
Are there old ants?
Oh, in a lot of that colony, yeah. It's like the queen, I think.
Oh, I need to go onto the calendar here for no reason at all, just to mark something down. So it does appear that there is potentially objects underneath the jacket. You can see some pokey outies, but you would have to remove the jacket to look at them.
Well, I removed the sandals so someone else can remove the jacket.
Lotus she wouldn't touch it at first, but she slowly reaches towards the jacket and she starts saying like, I vaguely remember my father wearing something like this.
For some strange reason, I get the idea that you could wear that while smoking those cigarettes of yours. I have no idea where this idea came from, though.
And then you say that, and then she remembers seeing times where, like, her mother and father sitting on the porch of her childhood home, and smoking, and her just playing inside the whole time. And as she does, she's slowly reaching for the jacket, which is me, OOC, giving any of you the opportunity to stop me if you want.
Gavin will not stop you, but he will also pipe up and say,
Yes, it looks like if you could wear that, you could also, publish a periodical about your investigative journalism, interesting facts and things you found out, and also to complete your issues, you could have pictures of scantily clad humanoids. I love boobies.
And as you say that, she'll reach for the jacket, take a hold of it, and pull it out.
Excellent. It is best as described. It is a smoking jacket that has been embedded with several gemstones. It is like a Neil Diamond type jacket, you would say, that he would wear while singing Sweet Caroline. But if any of you were to wear it, it would look much like Trunks' bolero jacket that he wore in his first appearance, killing Frieza. Because it's fit for a dwarf.
Yeah, she'll look it over and just be like, oh, it does look nice. Don't think it would really fit me, though.
Would it fit copper?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't copper small?
he's a gnome, right?
Yeah.
He is a gnome.
I think wouldn't it be too big for him though?
It would be the right length, but not the right width, because dwarves are
right.
stocky.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it might work for him. Perhaps he might be able to make some alterations to it so that it would fit.
If you would like Akia to make another check, could potentially tell you how much this quilted smoking jacket could potentially be worth.
Sure, I'll hold it up towards Akia. Just say, like, what do you make of this?
It's a jacket.
You believe that
It has
looking
many
at
valuable gems.
this jacket could be sold to the right person for the great price of 500 GP.
Holy shnikes.
Alright. I guess if y'all are okay with it, I can just hold on to it for now.
It's not really my style.
Though she will look over to the statue and say, like, I recommend no one touch that statue there.
What, the one I've been holding this entire time?
Well, apparently it doesn't have any effect on you, Gaiman. But you see, they're called the lithids are also called mind flayers, which, well,
Yeah.
I hope I wouldn't have to explain why.
Akia gets real close, but they don't touch it. But they're looking real hard.
Mind flayers. So they beat up your brain.
Yes. In fact, if you want, I could go into. I saw what they
Yep,
do.
already born.
I can go into very graphic, gruesome detail if you want.
Oh, graphic and gruesome. Okay, now I'm no longer bored.
And we can just sort of like hand wave that I go into very graphic and gruesome detail with Gaiman as to how mind flaying actually works.
While
Or-
they do that, Akia is like, should we be resting or hurrying?
I was
Well,
just gonna get to that.
while
And
we're
there
doing
is more
this-
in the trunk as well. You see, there is a malachite beard comb set with 7 red garnets, a hookah made of platinum and star sapphire, and a rolled-up leather scroll.
I will examine the scroll, please.
The scroll, as you take it out, it has a series of numbers written on it in Dwarvish. Do you speak Dwarvish?
No.
Remember,
Somebody
I
else
do,
does,
though. I do, though.
Lotus, you see written on the scroll in Dwarvish, I just sent this to you in DM, is these series of numbers.
Alright. She'll,
36, 24, 36. What? Anybody? No? Fine.
Only if she's 5'3". Do, 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 do.
she'll take out her notebook and start writing them down. And I'll go and post that up real quick to screen grab.
Or conversely, if you like flat butts, like Weird Al does, I think you have to be what, like 7 feet tall or something, or whatever the height
Alright,
was
you'll
supposed to be.
Yeah, you'll see in Discord there. After writing it down, she'll it's a series of numbers. And then she'll show them to you.
4 and 1, 811, 187, and then, just random.
Yeah, they just seem to be a bunch of 3-digit codes.
Possibly a combination for activating or deactivating something.
It I don't know how to say this, but as the Thane of Dugan's Hole, the dragon is currently headed there. Perhaps we grab what is in the chest and we decide now whether to chase down this dragon or continue.
Yes.
I believe we should continue. We have not gained that much information on it. I believe without more knowledge, we could be possibly easily defeated, depending on the engineering.
Just know that we are likely sacrificing towns the longer we wait. That's
Yes.
what include. Kia's from Goodmead, right? Or is it Lonelywood? It's Goodmead, right?
Aki is the Thane of Goodmead.
Yeah. Remember that Goodmead is immediately after Dugan's Hole.
That is correct. However, if we cannot defeat it in our current state, but we can defeat it after gaining more information, then we should definitely stay.
That was more a frustrated growl, not an angry growl, but it is definitely, he's very frustrated.
I understand your frustration. However, I believe this is the prudent course of action.
Oh, and Lex still has access to Kia, so I can change that. Beep, beep.
What were the other two items?
The other two items, there is a malachite beard comb set with 7 red garnets and a hookah made of platinum and star sapphire. Do you take them out of the chest?
No, nobody has a beard.
Yep. Lotus will look over these things and just shake her head like, even back in my world, I would see wealthy people with this sort of thing. I would just never understand rich people and their need to have such ostentatious decorations.
Copper has a beard, right?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose that Copper could use this. Although, what is a beard comb but a comb? I suppose anyone with hair could use it. Although it is a bit much for a comb. Is anyone gonna take it? I mean, I guess someone's got to load it up in their inventory so we can sell it later.
You could, so there's the comb and the hookah. Did you take the hookah, Ikea?
I mean, Lotus is the only one that smokes. I would assume they take it.
Well, I do, but I don't smoke, this, but I've known some people who do.
I don't have the ability.
What is it?
Well, you see, it's a special type here. You see, and you go through. It's like, you do this, and then you light this, and then you put the tobacco in here, and then you go, and then you inhale.
That seems really complicated.
It is. Honestly, it's why I prefer my cigarettes. I just light and puff.
Should I do 2 more tinkerer's
or
checks for
if
the price of those?
Even faster, you could just eat the tobacco. Gamer does not understand smoking
Yes.
or tobacco usage.
And please let me know when you guys take out all of the things in the chest, please.
Why am I glowing?
All right, I
that's my
will.
thing.
I will
Okay.
take out the. It sounds like Lotus has taken out the hookah, and I will. So this is a roll for the hookah,
Sure.
and then the next roll is a roll for the beard comb.
Okay. We will resolve this first.
Hmm.
Okay. The Tinker's Tools check for the hookah reveals that this object is probably worth 2,500 gold. It's made of solid platinum and decorated with sapphires. So even if you were just, looting it for parts, it's pretty valuable. The malachite beard cone, the malachite stone is pretty valuable itself, but the 7 garnets within are also incredibly valuable. You're thinking that you could potentially sell this for 750 GP.
All right.
As you remove the final object from the chest, the false bottom of the chest drives upward, and I'm going to need everyone to roll into initiative.
Shit. I wanted to, while they were looking through items and stuff, I was going to do something.
Give us your one action while they, before this happens.
Well, it wasn't so much an action. Since they were taking a bit of time looking at stuff, Alicia was going to kind of go towards the entrance of the room and was going to use their new ability called Revealing Light. So they were going to, essentially, that allows me to have see invisibility up, knowing that these Duragars can be invisible, and they were just going to check the surroundings because it's been a little while and she's not sure. They're not sure if anyone has come to start looking around and try and see who attacked these forward guards.
Sure. Yeah. So you have see invisibility up. At the moment, after you cast it, you do not see any.
Oh shit! That reminds me.
Invisible things.
Yeah. Does Alicia mention invisibility out loud?
I don't think so.
Then that does not spur Avalis to remind you all about the invisible creature he saw as a spider.
I mean, you obviously, it's a very obvious effect that Alicia is now glowing. I guess you can probably ask Alicia, why the fuck are you glowing like a Christmas tree now?
What the fuck's up with that?
Oh,
what is a Christmas tree?
I'm trying to scan to see if there's anyone who's invisible around us.
Oh,
yeah, but what's a Christmas tree?
There is someone invisible around us.
Wait, what?
It's Jesus.
When I was a spider, yes, the Holy Spirit is. When I was a spider, I briefly saw something that was trying to stay hidden, and it opened the door and gate the first time. That was not me that did that.
I thought I just broke open the door.
No.
Oh.
There is a potential ally here, or at least someone that wants to capitalize on our presence here.
So there's someone here, and then time starts slowing down. You can continue, Orf.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as the time slows down, I'm gonna grab you guys. Eep. Boop. And we'll roll everyone in. And essentially, if you beat initiative count 20, you're going first. So Alicia, you're going first here, as you hear an explosion of gas from the room to your north.
Sorry.
Well timed.
Take a DM inspiration. That was pretty good. So you hear an explosion of gas coming from the chest as the room is now becoming enveloped.
No,
in
explosions
green
of gas come from the butt.
Oh,
You hear
try that.
2 explosions of gas, one coming from Avalis's tight white butt cheeks, and a second coming from the chest to your north.
By the sound of that one, they're probably not white anymore.
I at least left the room as a courtesy. I forgot you were down here.
That sounded a bit wet there. No, I'm joking. I guess they'll look to see what the fuck is going on up there.
There
And
appears to be
I didn't roll. Did someone roll for me?
Yeah,
Oh, I
rolled us
I
all.
grabbed you all and just rolled you in really quickly.
Orf, why would you roll so terribly for me?
Why would you roll so great for me? Thank you, Orf.
You're welcome. The dichotomy of man.
So where's this explosion centering? Is it like on them? Like
It is coming from this object here. And here, for a really good representation of this,
Oh,
I will
man.
drop a template.
I'm so glad I got frustrated and left.
Shite.
Oh, so it was wet. Oh God. Now I know why the DM was asking, like, who's checking for traps?
I'm not so subtle these days.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh, is
That-
it? Oh, it's
that's
that
gassy.
large. They're just gonna start yelling for people to get out of the room. I don't have anything that can actually help with this.
Looking.
Yeah, I'm looking
lots of
through all my
Yeah.
stuff. I ain't got nothing.
I mean, if only, I don't have any gust of anything.
I mean, if any of you guys get poisoned, I can remove the poison. That's as best I got for you. Shit.
Yeah.
Can I identify what this gas is?
Yes. You could give me the check your scouter check here, and I would say as a gas, we will call it, because 5e is flexible in this way, we could call it a construct.
Oh, it says I have to target something.
Oh, okay. Give me one moment. You guys, a monster is not about to appear, I promise. Let's see. Target this broom. That should appear in just a second. Oh, did it appear? Where did the broom go?
I don't see broom.
Oh, it's importing. Importing.
Ah,
Importing.
loading symbol. Okay.
You can target the broom.
Alright.
That's it.
You said, sorry, what did you say it was? An ooze?
It's a construct.
Construct.
I guess ooze or construct would make sense.
Got a 12. I think. Yeah, 12.
Okay, this is a poisonous gas that has erupted from this chest, and by the color and look of it, it might be quite deadly. If you had some way to neutralize the gas or potentially blow it away, you could stop your friends from being affected.
Ooh. Yeah, I ain't got none of those.
I don't have gust of wind memorized or prepared. I mean,
Shit. Yeah, just gonna tell them to get out of the room as quickly as possible. That gas is not good. I will pass to.
if you pass to me, I can collect. Well, oh no, never mind. Misty Step does not allow me to get anybody. Never mind.
I'll pass it to Gaiman. Maybe he can muscle man, grab some people, and get out of there.
Excellent. So, Gaiman, at the start of your turn, you inhale a bit of this gas. As you inhale some of this gas, because it just blasted you in the face, can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
What's that noise?
Wow. So you're going to take some damage here from this gas as you start to hack up a lung. So you take 10 points of poison damage as you start to hack up from a lung, but you have your turn here, Gaiman.
So it looks like it's like spraying out of the chest, or
That is correct. It is spraying out of the bottom, this false bottom to the chest. Once you guys removed all of the items that were holding the bottom down, it started to release this gas.
okay? In that case, Galen's gonna grab the chest, chuck it in the closet, and close the door.
That is a big brain move. Can you give me a athletics check to represent picking up this heavy chest?
I don't know if it's even gonna fucking work. I don't know if it's a big brain move. This doesn't change the fact that there's still gas in the room.
That's true.
I'm not raging, so I'll use my demon inspiration for advantage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you're privately rolling those last two dices.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, you're good.
I was trying to make a decision, but is there a way to reveal it?
Yeah,
Or-
right click on it. On the
Yep,
result.
right click.
It should give you an option. May have to scroll up or down.
Oh, that just re-rolls the damn thing. Shit.
Oh, if you right click the chat card, it should allow you to reveal it as one of the options.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
So with an 18, you pick it up off the ground. It doesn't seem to have had any connection to the ground. It wasn't glued. It wasn't nailed to the ground or anything like that. And you're able to move the box itself into the closet, kind of shifting the template over here for the moment. As the gas is kind of still exploding out and up from this box.
Okay, in that case, I'll just walk it into the closet
Okay.
because I have movement. I will just drop it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then walk out of the closet, item, interaction, close the door, and, you know, walk away from the gas.
Sounds good. All right, party. Do you intend to all run away from this gas cloud that is starting to billow out from this room?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we can leave initiative as you all run out of the room from this gas cloud. And we will end. And it seems that the gas cloud will probably go out from underneath doors. So you're thinking you might want to get away from this thing as soon as possible.
Good thinking, Gateman.
I didn't. I just sort of reacted.
I actually thought you were going to treat it as that it wouldn't work because the gas had already been released. I actually rolled a wisdom check, rolled a 2. It was like, I feel that this is the dumbest thing I could do right now.
Hey, sometimes you just let the cool things happen. So you guys shove this into the box, and Kumaku, the DM NPC, will say to Akia, "We gotta get out of here! Come on!" In its Chardalyn dragon voice, as it gleams in its eye. I don't know if anyone else can understand it besides you, Akia.
Is it speaking infernal?
Lotus. That's all he says. But there's a question at the end of it.
Yes, Avalis?
You understand Dwarvish. Do you speak it as well?
Yes. It was actually a course I took when I was in college studying journalism. There was a lot of dwarves in the dwarves actually, interestingly, made up a fair bit of the population of the
I
Can-
barely.
Wait a moment before you get into that. Maybe we could place something around the seams of the door to slow the progress of the gas.
The gas is expanded. You have only moments before you will start to need to make constitution saves against the poison.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
As we run through the next door, I will just look around for something that I could shove in the door, like a towel, but maybe like dead people's clothing or something.
There's stone braziers and coal, and then there's the table.
I'm gonna grab the cloak off this veteran and put it on the seal of the door.
You need 1 moment. This odds are going crazy. I'll be right back.
So I think I'm, without meaning to, creating my own D&D party out of Lego figures. So Lego over the years has released these like polybag things, and some of them have been pretty unique. Like they released a centaur, they've released orcs, they've even released dwarves, like standalone dwarves, and I've picked some of these up, and the centaur looks like it could be a ranger. The dwarf looks like it would be a barbarian, and the orc looks like they're a fighter.
I think that's probably intentional by them, right?
Sorry, everyone.
Oh,
the
but
bombs
by,
bursting
Lego?
in the
Probably.
air. We're making my dogs go nuts. So, heroes, you start plugging the doorway up with cloth to make sure that no one, or the gas does not continue.
I think that's what Akia is attempting to do.
Akia, you do so. You start to plug it up so that no gas can continue to come through and won't continue to choke you all.
I'm gonna say to Lotus, before we continue on, that spellcaster might have some valuable spellcasting components on them.
Yes, would be
While
worth...
while I'm stuffing the doorway,
Wait,
but there's a spellcaster
the
over
wizard
here.
that I burned to a crisp.
Oh, was it cinders when you were done? Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
That's right.
it was the flaming whip. Sorry.
That's all right.
So my
baby teeth.
thought. Alice is very one-track minded here.
But yes, Avalish, I do know Dwarvish, and I can speak it.
Yes, your response, I didn't understand most of those words, and it was very long to say yes, but I was thinking maybe you could call out to the invisible thing. Let him know that we mean it no harm, potentially.
All right. I think just in case it isn't friendly, I think I should put myself somewhere where I can be sure it won't sneak up on me.
If you go stand in a corner, I will stand in front of you.
I don't think it will be able to sneak up. Both, I think Akia said that they also have a way of seeing visible creatures up right now.
Can we talk away from the poison gas rooms, please?
I have
I
an
feel like
idea.
I almost coughed up a lot.
Sure. I have an idea. Avalis, you said that you saw an invisible person. Where did you see them?
They opened the portcullis and gates to the south, and I'll point directly to the south. There's a lever on the wall.
Kuma-Q, would you smell the lever and see if you can get a scent?
Of course.
And we will
course,
move
mister.
down.
It says with a glint of light in its eyes, its Chardalyn wings flapping as it moves towards the lever.
Atlas saw the second dwarf touch the lever too, right? Because there were two, because someone closed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There were two creatures that touched it ultimately, but one is dead.
Dwarf, Gamer would like to insight the new Kuma-Q, because it looks kind of evil. Is it evil?
Yeah, give me an evil check. It is currently just sniffing. And
Insight or something else?
I would say insight is perfect for this, to see if it has any motivations. Let me see here. Yes, you can tell that the former Kimaku was neutral. This Kimaku seems to have had an alignment shift since its heart has been placed in a new body. You, as a barbarian, have a connection to nature that Akia would not have. Gaiman and Avalis would probably share this connection, being powered by primal sources. This creature is now a perversion of nature, being made of Chardalyn. That's what you want. That's what you had from that vibe check.
Would you say it gives off an evil vibe, Orpheus?
You would say that its new alignment is now neutral evil. And also, who is holding number 1, the Chardalyn figurine, and well, no one is holding the Chardalyn dragon except for the Kimaku, who is the Chardalyn dragon. But who's holding the Chardalyn figurine at the moment?
Wait, the
booby
booby statue?
Yeah, the booby statue.
I mean, unless Demon needed both his hands to pick up the chest, I guess he'd still be holding on to it, like he would have tucked it into a belt or a pouch or something.
Oh, okay. If you are still holding on to it, could you give me a wisdom save, please?
All right, time for more failure.
Does that also include a ring?
Is that enough, DM?
You are not affected. It does include a ring, Alicia. I have some timers going on my clock here.
Figured.
Am I the only one that's not touching it? Oh yeah, Lotus and I are both not touching that crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I have to roll a D100.
Yeah, Lotus ain't touching anything
Explodes.
even remotely related to the mind flayers.
Lex, I am sending something to you privately.
You curse, baby.
Don't worry, you're fine.
We're all fine here.
I'm,
How are you?
I'm so sorry, Lex.
I mean, it's a good thing I have a remove curse scroll here. Oh wait,
Oh.
I was gonna use it on Gaiman.
But do you want to use it on yourself?
Probably.
You might not want to, though.
So that is a new flaw that Alicia has. You can RP that as what do you see fit?
Okay.
I will also recover the Chardalyn sphere
Mm-hmm.
and offer it to Gaiman.
I will. Would my
Wait,
passive perception?
wasn't that destroyed when I jammed it into the dude's face?
No, it is still going.
It's a +1 magic weapon.
It's a +1 improvised magic
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or magical improvised weapon?
You essentially just threw a ball of iron at this dude's head. So
Okay, well, in that case, if Akia's fetched it back, David will accept it.
Can I roll that sniff check?
yeah, you can roll that sniff check.
All right, this will be at advantage.
Okay. Here's what you know. That the person that you are looking for, well, there's two. One of them is dead in the hallway. The other is through this door. You also know that there's an elevator in this room, everyone.
Was that this
I
thing?
mentioned the elevator. It was to be like, that must be what their leader used to take downstairs.
Kuma is signaling that the scent that does not belong to the person dead in the hallway has passed through this door to our east. Shall we go downstairs after the other prince, or should we go through the... Oh, well,
I guess
Gaiman
we
has
follow
opened the door.
Gaiman.
Gaiman, as you open the doorway to this room, There is a stone desk and chair stand empty on the east side of the room. The braziers that would normally heat and light the room have been extinguished. A arrow slit in the south wall lets in frigid mountain air. Gaiman, with your passive perception, you don't notice anything.
Yes.
I was like, it's not that bad. Oh, oops.
It is that bad. Let's be honest. It's that bad.
Hello?
Oh, hello, here.
Do I see any invisible people?
Akia, with your passive perception, you notice that there's breathing coming in from this room, not from yourself and not from Gaiman. Obviously, you wouldn't breathe, but you notice in this area here, there appears to be an invisible creature.
I have see invisibility if an hour has not passed.
Yeah, so you see the invisible creature.
I just look at them. What do they look like?
They look like this. It is a Durga. They look at you, looking at them, and they hold their hands up in surrender and say, in common, we don't need to get nuts here. I opened the door for you all to let you in.
And why would you do that?
I'm not loyal to the Sunblights. I'm loyal to the Grandolpha.
Ah, that's the person that, I guess, the king invited?
Yes, he wanted to make her his new bride. He's had a few of them, you know, and each of them have met a terrible end.
And you're worried for your mistress? That she would be next?
I'm not so worried about her. The Grandolpha is, well, she's a powerful caster, and she's a excellent strategist. No, I'm more worried that we'll be in this hell-forsaken place, away from the beauties of the Underdark. And he will just turn off his invisible nature.
Lotus will speak up and say, "The beauty of the Underdark, you say?"
Yes, it's my own. The bioluminescence of a mushroom, the towering stalactites, the beautiful stalagmites, the smoke of Gracklestalk.
Yes, and what of the Illithids?
Oh, if I never saw another Illithid in my life, it would be too soon. We hate them. Our culture, we were enslaved by them until we awoke in our minds, gained psionic abilities, and now we hunt them for sport.
You'll see, as he describes this, Lotus gets a bit of a cheeky grin on her face and says, "You know, I actually kind of like the sound of that."
Since you've been so helpful so far, what do you know of this dragon construct that they've made?
Oh, it's outfitted for war. From what the king has said, Zardarok has sent it to destroy the human settlements to the north. Destroy 10 towns completely.
Yes, we saw a room that had a map of the region and what areas it was going to attack. Do you know anything of its construction or where it was constructed?
It's constructed on the bottom level of this fortress, in the forge.
Would you be willing to show us?
Oh, I can show you to the elevator, if that would be admittable to you all.
Is QMQ saying things like, "Master, we should kill him just in case. We shouldn't trust any of the Duergar"?
He is waiting for the right moment to speak to you. Just eyes glistening in the light of Alicia's new ability.
those step forward towards him and give him a soft smile and speak to him in Dwarvish, asking, "What is your name?"
My name? Well, I'm not a member of any major clan, but you can just call me Craigie.
She'll nod and then introduce herself in Dwarvish, saying, "I am known as the White Lotus."
That's a very extravagant name. If you all are interested in other allies, then Grandolpha is on this level.
Can you show us to her?
Well, that I can do. He holds his hands up. You all going to take a swipe at me as I move by, are you?
As long as you cooperate, I see no reason to attack you.
Well, thank you. That's why I wanted to let you all in. We're tired of that Zardarok. He's nuts. He's always talking to himself. He's got grand designs that Duergar, we're meant to be in the underground. We're not meant to be out here in the open.
What can you tell us about the other forces within this place?
Oh. Well, the top level isn't as heavily defended as the bottom, but there's a lot of good stuff up there. There's a few laboratories, so if you're trying to find some stuff, you might want to go up there to find some more stuff. The barracks in here are pretty bare. There was only, about 10 guards there. Not a lot of items, if you're looking for magical items or scrolls, anything like that. The bottom is a death trap. There are warrens filled with monsters. There are many of my brethren loyal to Zardarok, and some loyal to the Grandolpha. And of course, there's the king of this fortress, Zardarok. He's in the bottom layer.
Are you implying that the Grand Alpha would also like Zardarok disposed of?
Well, she's biding her time, that's for sure, for the right moment. But I don't want to speak for her. A man that would try to interpose himself and speak for a lady is no man at all.
How courteous of you.
I'm not sure I understand. And Aki is addressing the group. Are we intent to try and ally ourselves with the Grand Alpha?
Well, I would like to say that I don't feel like fighting a whole fortress of Duergar if I don't have to help it. And if these ones are not interested in attacking 10 towns, and they just want to leave here and not be under the thumb of this king, I don't see why not.
Well, I'm used to having only read about this sort of thing in history books. Wouldn't mind being part of an insurgency.
Sylvanas would approve of leaving members of the Duergar race alive, so that would be better, I think.
I have two questions then. One for I did not catch your name.
My name is Craigie. Were you talking to me, yes?
Sorry, writing notes. Yes. My first question is, what does the Grand Alpha wish to accomplish then by coming here?
Well,
Why not
Grand
just
Alpha-
stay?
What?
Why not just
Sorry,
stay in the Underdark?
That's a good question. You'll have to ask the Grand Alpha, but if I were to speculate, the Grand Alpha is a businesswoman, a philanthropist above all else. She is the head dame of a huge brewery in Grapplestock. Maybe she is thinking, perhaps it's time to expand her business.
I see. My second question is for Gaiman. Gaiman, how are you doing right now with all of this?
I don't know. I mean, he's over there speaking gibberish, and we're not fighting him.
Do you wish to fight him?
I don't know. I mean, he's not coming at me with that fuck off great hammer.
Earlier before, it was mentioned that the Durgar that had attacked Gaiman and Atlas's people, they had a specific symbol or mark on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one of the prince guys that we had captured had that same mark. Does this Durgar have that?
No, this Durgar seems to be unadorned at the moment, wearing very simple armor.
Gaiman is definitely wary of the Durgar, but he's not like actively hostile since there's been some back and forth between some of the party members and Craggy.
I would say that Lotus would go up to Craggy and speak to him in a dwarvish sort of whispering to him, just say like, "You don't have to worry about the large one," and she'll just sort of motion towards Gaiman. But I would say just be careful around him. You see, the Zardarok and his ilk killed his family.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I don't know if this will make you feel better or worse, but he's killed a lot of families out there. He's a bad guy.
Yes, and the reason I hold such ill will towards the Illithids is because they took me from my home and did some very terrible things to me.
Well, sister, you gotta know, you'll find no love for Illithids down here. All Durgar hate them with all of our passion, all of our guts, for what they did to our race so long ago. Shall I take you to see the Grand Alpha now?
Yes, of course.
Here, follow me. And who is currently holding the sphere made of Chardalyn?
Did Gaiman accept it back from Akia? I'm so sorry, guys, but
What? Did you send me something? Nothing popped up. She sent me something.
No, I didn't send it to you. I just RP'd giving it back to you.
Yeah, you take it back.
So Gaiman has it.
Yeah.
And I shift pinged where this guy went. None of you guys were following, so he's like,
Oh,
Wait,
he's
we can't
still,
follow an
he's still
invisible guy.
invisible, so we can't see
oh,
him.
he's still invisible?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think something just grabbed my butt.
I mean, technically, I would be able to see him, but
There you go.
Gaiman's like, oh, sorry, that was accidental.
Mhm.
Oh, I was watching a Batman the Brave and the Bold episode, and Batman and the Huntress were trapped inside of a sand pit, and Batman asked the Huntress, get one of you a crossbow bolts out. You will be able to get out of this trap. And she's like, okay. And she starts reaching around in the sand, and he's like, not that bolt, Huntress. And I was like, this kid should just imply
They're
that
right
she's
next
grabbing
to
his
each
dick.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that's pretty common that they'll try and do, humor that will go above the head of the child. I
Mhm.
mean, when you're in a quicksand pit, I mean, a lot of stuff goes over your head,
It's true.
no matter how quick you are.
Mhm. If we've learned anything from Mythbusters, if you just calm yourself, you'll float to the top. Okay. He opens the door. He says, in here. As you look inside, there are 3 flaming braziers heaped with glowing hot coals. Illuminate and heat this hall. At the eastern end, sorry, Lotus, I was trying to grab Craigie. At the eastern end is a hexagonal stone table, surrounded by 6 stone chairs. Seated at the table, is a haggard Duergar female with black hair streaked with ribbons of white and gray. Her fingernails appear as shards of iron at the end of her fingers. She is devouring a hearty buffet of cooked meats, mushrooms, and strange underdog fare. Lurking beside her is a draconic ally made of metal. Hunched over a hot stone stove on the other side of the room are 3 Duergar cooks. As you enter the room, they all turn to face you all, holding the pots, pans, chef knives, and scallions as weapons. The old woman raises her hand and says, "Don't worry. They're just here for dinner. Please, continue cooking." She nods to Craigie and says, "Why don't you all come in? Have a seat."
Otis will come in, take the seat across from her, and give a nod and start speaking in Dwarvish and say, "Thank you," and say in Dwarvish, "Thank you for your hospitality."
Well, thank you for your help. I heard what was going on out there, but as you can see, I was quite busy eating and drinking. So, are you all hungry? Thirsty? Perhaps you would love some of this delicious fare I've been chowing down on.
Maybe some introductions are in order first.
Of course.
We are the Thanes of 10 Towns, settlements to the north of this area. We came here, well, it seems some Duergar from the Sunblight clan were rooting around our settlements and causing disruptions.
Oh, I see. So the potential suitor that's been after my hand in marriage has been disrupting the town that you all live in. Is that correct?
I would say so, especially sending a large dragon made of Chardalyn at it.
Quite disruptive, I would say so. Yes, Zardarak has instructed me about his plans. Told me he plans to destroy these 10 towns, keeping some of the structures for us Duergar to live in and prosper from, and, well, killing all of the human and elves and dwarves and those not of the underdog with his machine, and take his rightful place as ruler of this region, now that there is no sun to get in our way.
Yeah. At that, Lotus will grin and say, "Well, ma'am, you see, your would-be husband isn't the only one who has designs of wanting to lay claim to these lands."
Ah, I see. A power struggle that we were not aware of, or at least I was not.
Well, I'd been theorizing that there's one named Auril, or the Frostmaiden, been slowly, but ever so surely, extending their reach of power in this region.
I see. I imagine it is Auril, the goddess, here on the surface of winter and cold and all of that business, is
correct.
causing the sun to not shine.
That would be correct. We don't know how she's doing it or why, but it is happening. But to return back to this Sunblight, their machinations, do you agree with them?
I do not. I find that just wanton slaughter and killing for wanton slaughter and killing's sake is, well, not a really good reason to do that. If you are needing to go to war, if you are needing to fight, there should be reason for it. And, well, Zondarak has not given me much of a reason at all, or any good reasons for the thing he is doing. Also, terrible at seduction. He did give me this little guy, though, and that's quite nice. She points down at the metallic ally sitting next to her.
Is it also made of Chardalyn?
100%. This appears to be a Chardalyn pseudo-dragon.
Kumakyu is definitely trying to assert dominance.
Kumakyu, give me an intimidation check.
Is that charisma?
That is definitely charisma. It will roll an intimidation check back to see who is the most intimidating. And let me just check what its charisma modifier is, because it might be a wash here. Well, it's doing that. She says, so, yes, I am not interested in the lands of 10 towns being destroyed and the people that live there being destroyed. Kumakyu asserts dominance. The other Chardalyn dragon seems to back off.
It is adorable either way. To Akia.
So you would not be opposed if we were to get this Sunblight out of 10 Towns Way?
I would not, and you would be getting him out of my way. You see, I see a chance for a grand business proposition, a way to improve the standings of my house, improve the livelihood of the people of Gracklstock, a way to, well, increase everyone's livelihoods. I am the Grand Alpha. My family are the most prestigious brewers of mushroom booze in the Underdark.
Do
Perhaps
you
you all would
intend?
like to take a taste? Continue, Akia.
Do you intend to create a trade route with 10 towns?
I would love to do that. A strong business of trading Underdark fare, including our brews, food from down there, and then we could trade food from up here. I've heard of the legendary mead from Goodmead as a way to spark new relationships between the surface and the Underdark.
You would be having some competition with that mead.
Sure, but as they say, the rising tide raises all boats, so potentially the competition between us would be better for business.
Well, we're trying to protect our settlement, and that dragon is not doing us any favors. We would like to get rid of it, but also get rid of the king, who I guess has a leash on it. Would you know where they're located, and also where this dragon was constructed?
Well, the king is currently on the bottommost floor. I know because he has sent me some requests for, well, some intimate time. And I told him that, for me, I have to have a nice full stomach before I'm intimate. So I've been eating for the last couple hours to make sure I'm nice and full first.
Love comes in all forms.
His seduction attempts are quite poor, and his track record with wives is even worse. What is he up to, boys? I would be wife number 5? And they nod as they are stirring their pots and using their pans to cook you all meals.
So there are his troops in this fortress, and also those that are loyal to you?
That is correct.
Or at least just not loyal to the king.
I have been slowly turning some of the members of his entourage to my side. I can be quite persuasive given the opportunity.
Would we have a way to identify them? Some of our members have some troubled past with this sunblight, and if things get a bit hairy, lives could be lost.
Why, of course. Those that have become loyal to me have begun to wear my standard. And you see that she, on her armor, has a mug, but growing from the top of the mug is not a foaming head, it is a mushroom.
And what was the name of their clan?
She is the Grandolpha of the Musgart clan. She would look to you and say, since we are exchanging information, you should know. They have captured a Myconid sovereign. Among other creatures and beasts from the Underdark.
A Myconid.
Yes.
DM, am I familiar with a Myconid?
For those of you who are like, what the hell is a Myconid? You could give me a scouter check to see what you would know. This is a plant. Here, let me drop a plant for you guys to target. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't mean to roll poison sprays.
Traitor!
Let's see, there's not actually a vine blight in this room. You can target that weird plant-faced man. She said, yes, a Myconid, a sovereign, a leader of a circle of, well, mushroom-like humanoids.
-1. Lovely.
How the fuck did I get a -1?
I don't either. I don't know. Yeah, how did I get -1 on a nature check?
I have at least a +1 in nature.
You do have a +1 in nature.
I have a +3.
Weird.
I didn't roll.
Try that again.
Anyways, she says,
I think it's broken.
it might be broken. It might just be broken. Yeah, because you have a +3 to nature. They are trying to capture the creature's spores and use it to reanimate corpses.
Oh, that's not good at all. Reanimate in the way of creating undead forces?
That is correct. They are a different kind of undead. Instead of using the magic of necromancy, they are using the powers of fungus to bring these creatures back to life.
Fungus zombies? Ugh, how could it get any worse?
Your DM is not going to make any references here. That'll be below us.
They don't sound like fun guys.
Okay, Boomer.
Yes.
Because a boomer is a thing in the game that we're not talking about.
Yep. He would think it would just bloat our runtime for him to do that. The Grandolphas cooks bring over a crock pot to put into the middle of the table. They pull off the top to reveal a steaming meat being cooked in its own juices. It appears to be a brain that has almost dog-like arms and legs.
What the fuck is that?
Is it possible to identify what that thing is?
Yeah, you could give... here, I will drop one onto the table here.
Pretty sure this is an aberration.
This is what the creature looks like.
Yeah.
She says, "Ooh, have you all had roasted intellect devourer before?"
Can't say that I have.
Oh, they are quite delicious when roasted in their own juices.
I appreciate the offer, but I will not partake.
Yes, I've seen what these things can do, and while I appreciate your offer, ma'am, I will have to politely decline.
Oh, suit yourself. More for me. And she takes a giant glob of the kind of like jellified meat and begins to chow down.
And it's seeing that she's reminded once again of horrible fate on the Mind Flayer ship, seeing what one of these things did to a poor unfortunate soul.
Sure. The Duergar that are serving you all the roasted mind flare begin to come around with stoppered bottles of the Muskard brew, offering it to you as a sommelier might.
And this
I'm
is-
curious if Gaiman eats and drinks. I'm very curious what Gaiman and Avalos are doing right now.
I do not touch the food. And I stand up. I'm not sitting down either.
Avalos, are you alright?
I am fine.
Do you not wish to have your back to the door? I can place Kuma there. Kuma, could you please interject yourself between Avalos and the door, so that Avalos will be more comfortable?
Well, I would like to say that we've probably overstayed our welcome. There's quite a bit that we need to go down the next floor and do.
Ah, yes, and there's the level above that has the laboratories.
The level above.
Yes, there's 3 levels to this fortress. There's the upper level, the level that you are now, and then the forge level.
Is the upper level heavily guarded?
Oh, not as heavily guarded as the bottom, but there are definitely some things in the laboratory. I have seen them make horrible creations, grafting Duergar flesh onto mechanized bodies.
Probably don't want to deal with that right now.
I would be interested in seeing that right now.
Lotus's eyes go wide, and she's like, "Wait, you all are developing cybernetics?"
She says, "Oh, it's a commonplace in the Underdark to take machines that are powered by psionics or by dark magics summoned from the lower planes, and then graft living flesh onto it."
Intriguing. Although, living flesh, that does sound painful.
Oh, it is quite painful. The results create a war machine that is more machine than man.
I would not want to be assimilated.
Yes. She looks around and says, "Please, everyone, please tell me, what do you uplanders think of my brew?" As each of you have a bottle in front of you of the Muskard mushroom brew.
Remains untouched.
I unfortunately do not have the ability to ingest food and drink.
I am only fairly cautious because since you say this comes from the Underdark, I'm not sure what effect it might have on us, our kind.
Would you be able to say what the ingredients are to make this?
Oh, of course, I'm not trying to be sneaky. This is a fermented mushroom alcohol, very similar to your honey mead.
I actually have proficiency with brewer's tools. Would I be able to do a brewer supplies check
Absolutely.
to like see if I think it's safe for them to drink.
And I'd like
Sure.
to roll an insight check just on that comment from her alone.
Absolutely.
I think I still have inspiration. I'll go ahead and use it.
So she believes that it is perfectly safe for you guys to drink. There's, they drink. She's literally guzzled down 3 bottles of it since you guys came, and
19
she's
total.
doesn't seem to be facing any ill effects. Akia, you have become accustomed to the taste of the people of Ten Towns. Why they like ale, why they like mead, why Gaiman likes ice wine. How she's describing the brewing process, how she's describing what ingredients they use. You get the feeling that it will taste completely opposite of how honey mead or ale or ice wine would taste. So in all the ways that you would find those drinks delicious, you would find this drink vile and disgusting. That's what you know from your brewer's check supply.
Gaiman will go ahead and just pop the top and down it when he hears it's like honey mead.
Mm.
He doesn't have the knowledge or the skill. He just like, oh, it's like a thing like I like. Okay, I'll go for it.
Has Gaiman's player ever eaten canned mushrooms before?
No. I prefer fresh mushrooms. Canned mushrooms, I feel, would be like eating. I don't know. Tough, smelly bits.
That is the flavor that is the most powerful flavor you get immediately upon drinking this. Is as if you were shooting down canned mushroom juice or congealed cream of mushroom soup from a Kelt's can. Is the flavor that is the most strong that you get on the palate.
Gaiman sputters as he took a huge swig. Does not spit it out, because that's not what you're supposed to do in company, he's been told.
Mm.
Swallows it and says, I don't think it's my, yeah.
Based on the information you have shared, I believe it would be an acquired taste for most of the people on the surface.
I see. We'll have to potentially work on the formula.
There will probably be some people who will enjoy it.
Bring on the vegan.
Oh man.
In either case, I think we probably should get going.
Of course. I will be listening as I have gained a following among the Duergar as I described, waiting for my moment to strike so that I may take this fortress for my own. I wish no ill will to the people of Ten Towns, for they are going to be my new customers and potentially new trading partner.
If we are victorious down here, would you be willing to assist us in ridding us of this dragon?
I would be willing to tell you at this moment how you can prevent the dragon from recovering. Would that be a worthwhile contribution?
I think that's useful information to everyone else.
I have an ability for my armor to regenerate on its own 3 times a day, 6 temp HP. Are you saying that its ability is similar?
Yes, it is quite similar. In the forge, the master of this place, well, I should say, temporary master, has trapped an object, the heart of a red dragon within the forge. If that heart is still beating, if it is allowed to continue to be living, the Chardalyn dragon will continue to live, will continue to regain anything it's lost.
So OOC, if we would have chased after the dragon, it would have been immortal.
Who knows?
Great.
Well, I
goodness.
guess you say if the heart is still beating, does that mean if this creature returned here, it would be able to repair itself?
That's correct. I don't know the exact specifics of the design, if it can recover from a distance, but Zardock has told me of this dragon heart that he was able to find, and with it, he can use it to recover the dragon's stamina.
Well, at least if we get rid of a way for it to recharge, that's good.
If that is how it works, it is possible that destroying the heart would cause it to eventually run out of battery, and the problem would solve itself. Although the 10 towns might be destroyed by then.
Oh, I should mention, its power source is quite strong. You might all die of old age before it just runs out of power.
Ah, so we definitely... It'd be beneficial for us to get rid of it, but that doesn't entirely solve our issue of what it could, or what we can use to dismantle this creature.
Yes, I believe that all of the designs and all of that sort of information are down in the forge. But, as I mentioned, you could find some very interesting things up in the library. He didn't have a library here. The laboratory on the topmost level.
I don't know if I feel like dealing with that.
Both my character and the player are interested in going to the top layer. I mean, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on it sounds fun. It just sounds fun. OOC, it sounds fun. I want to go to a laboratory and fight constructs.
I don't want to waste resources on those things.
On the Duragar Frankenstein's monsters?
Yeah, I'd rather just use those to get rid of the king.
It's like we can always peruse the laboratory later.
Just OOC. We always say that, but it never happens. I've never been in a campaign where we're like, oh, we can go back to it, and then there's always something else that comes up, and we never go back to it. We have to do it now. It's now or never. Maybe. It may be now or never.
I should warn you, the elevator on this level is in a guarded room. The mister of the fortress showed me his animated suits of armor that he is using to guard the elevator. So you should be ready to have to fight them off.
Now I wish I would have taken heat metal. Oh well.
I got it.
Yes.
Well, you've been quite invaluable. Thank you,
Thank you.
Grindolfa.
And since you have been, I feel I should potentially warn you, since I know how much your kind, as much as myself, have a hatred for the Mind Flayers.
Yes?
You see, some of them had taken me from my home. I come from, put simply, a place far away from here, and I managed to get away from them. However, they do appear to be lurking around this region somewhere. I just feel that since you have been forthright with us, it's only fair I was forthright with this to you.
Thank you. Yes. It is always good information to know where the illithids have crawled and where they intend to go next. You know Our Lady, Deep Dura. promises gifts to those that slaughter the illithid.
She gives a bit of a grin and like, well, in my escape from them, I slaughtered a fair few. My only shame in that is that I apparently did not get to all of them.
You can never get rid of all of them. They always have a hole to crawl out of.
That they do.
Oh, sorry. Brief question. Those spores that they're harvesting from those myconids, are those creatures evil by chance?
The myconids? Of anything, they do not pay any attention to the whims of us humanoids, the whims of good and evil, or law and chaos. They are one with their mushrooms, one with the nature.
So they themselves are not producing these spores to create undead. It is the king who is using the spores as part of his plans to make undead. Yes?
Yes, they are forcing this myconid to produce his spores against his will.
Okay, that's good. Well, at least I know where I'll be targeting my flames then.
Got to speak with plants too.
Alicia's gonna get up and start moving out of the room. They heard there's undead to burn.
Yeah. Hey, DM, have we been short rest ?
You guys have not taken a short rest as of yet, correct? So you could take a short rest here if you would like.
Seems like as safe a place as any.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Sure. The Craigie. We'll make sure that no one bursts through the door. And you can short rest. As the minutes pass by, are there any specific questions you wish to ask of the Grand Alpha?
I would say I'll run this. I would sort of like huddle up with the rest of the party and just sort of ask them. It's like, look, you all know more about the illithids. What do you all think? Should I maybe, I don't know, maybe she might know something about the mask? What do you think? Should I ask her?
Alicia's not immediately listening to you. They seem to just kind of be looking at a small spark that they have created in their hands. You would have noticed that they've been playing with this spark ever since there was mentioning of undead.
Now, for anyone who is holding a Chardalyn object, and Akia, you will need to do this as well. Could you give me a wisdom save?
We're gonna be so effed.
Man, it's like a fucking Strahd.
Okay. Okay. Alicia, you feel the pulsing energies similar to what happened when you gained your new quirk, but it doesn't seem to continue. Now,
You said a wisdom save?
Yep, if you have a Chardalyn object.
I have 2.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to give me 2 of those bad boys.
Time for failure, ladies and gents!
Mr. Akia, I am sending you something.
I'm guessing I failed 1.
You did. Unfortunately, we will say it's the nudie statue has given you something here. Ooh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. You have gained a new character trait, Gaiman. I am sending that to you right now.
So you said that something felt like it was trying to take hold of me, but it didn't.
Yeah, you were felt that the energies of the ring. I would feel that Alicia could recognize this because of their faith, because of their powers as a priest and a cleric. You felt after you put on this ring, you gained this new quirk about yourself, and Gaiman, I would say, because of their perception and their insight, they would not have this sort of information. Yes, it is for real. That you get this new type of feeling, Gaiman, about it. And Akia, the same thing. It is real. You feel this new type of trait about Akia now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alicia doesn't know specifically what is going on, but is starting to become more suspicious of the ring there.
Are y'all acting any different at all? Do I notice anything about you?
So far, I don't think you would notice anything about Akia.
Okay.
I mean, no more so than they've already sort of been acting.
The Grand Alpha is looking at you all strangely. Y'all are making some interesting faces. Are you sure I can't interest you in some Underdark fare? Perhaps some of these. And she produces some deep-fried mushrooms from the Underdark.
Akia is probably petting Kumakyu a little bit more than normal. And when they try and fly over and find bits of food on you, they will scowl. As much as their face actually does, which is not much.
Akia, that thing is... it is unnatural.
I'm just quickly changing the
try to come over by Gaiman.
token out for something else here for Kumakyu, because their art has changed, because they have a different body.
Yeah, I think they would. It just in general, they explore around the table, sort of asserting their dominance. Gotta make sure that other Chardalyn dragon, make sure they know who's in charge of the table, and eventually would make their way over to your side.
Are there bowls on the table?
Yes, there are bowls, and the bowl of the Grand Alpha is, full of food or residues of food. I believe everyone else's bowls are quite empty, as you have not taken any of the Underdark fare.
Okay, if Kumakyu comes over and starts nosing around Gaiman will snatch up a bowl and he will bang it on top of Kumakyu, keeping him there.
Like you're trapping a small insect or mammal.
Yep.
I think with that, Akia would jump up, sort of startled, trying to figure out what you're doing. They're not going for a weapon, but they're like, "Are you entering combat?" Sort of look about them, but they don't say anything.
I mean, Gaiman's not reaching for any of his weapons. It's just as I imagine. I don't know. I've got this chest burster image in my head of Kumakyu, so I just imagine it's just screaming underneath the bowl, wanting to get out.
Oh yes, they are screaming underneath the bowl. And it's very cute.
Avalis is repulsed by it.
And Gabe is just like got just a death grip on the bowl. He's not letting go right now.
Have you seen Owl House? Have you seen Owl House and the character King from Owl House?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Gaiman, what are you doing to Kumakyu?
I'm not doing nothing to it. I just don't want that thing near me. I don't trust it.
By placing it in the bowl, it cannot get away from you.
It's not getting any closer, though. you want me to let it go? Hmm?
Yes.
All right. Bugger off.
And he'll sort of shove the bowl away from him and allow QEQ to like shove the bowl off of itself and flap away.
Kumakyu, in their voice, will say to you, Akia, your ally trapped me in a cup. I don't like that. Please make sure it doesn't happen again, my master.
Yes, this is odd behavior.
This one's mind has always been weak. And to everyone else, this sounds like beep beep boop 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 boop.
Just to ask, is he speaking Infernal?
They're speaking in strange boops, beeps, and like mechanical noises.
Okay, I just had to ask. Because Alicia knows Infernal. Don't ask why.
There's modem sounds.
Mm-hmm. It's very much like the if you have seen the great movie The Clash of the Titans from like the 60s, and it's the metal sounds that the birds
Kubo.
make. Mm-hmm.
Is everyone ready?
We should probably head down.
I guess one thing real quick, since I didn't get any objections earlier. It's like, Gandalf, if I may ask for your insight, since you seem to know of such things. This mask I wear on my face, the mind flayers put it on me. If I was curious if
David
you
will
might...
shift away from you because he just now remembered. Oh wait, the mask is evil.
I was curious if you might have any insights into it and its workings that I might not.
Evil workings.
The Grand Alpha will look to you and say, illithid technology. Their spaceships are, well, known across the Underdark as a way to travel the Astral Sea. A piece of technology that not all cultures have created for themselves yet. Unfortunately, we have not figured out how to create our own interstellar sources of travel. This appears to be along a similar line. I wish that I could tell you more, but this type of artifact, let's just say I would not wear it.
Very well, then. Well, appreciate your time. You're right, Alicia. We should get going.
Alicia, have you finished absorbing the energy from that ring?
I have not used it yet.
If you would speed up the process, please. I would like to get the materials back.
I thought this was for keeps to use.
It only has one charge.
But it does recharge, yes. Oh, as Alicia is kind of just walking away from the table, is there like any cutlery that's on it?
There's very well-made stone bowls, stone fork, spoon, knives, those type of deals. There appear to be cloth napkins that are, just plain ornamental, no ornament on the napkins at all. There's a lot of stuff actually on the table.
Alicia will pick up a fork, twirl it in their fingers, and just walk out of the room with it.
Be careful. Spooning leads to forking.
Gamer would like to attempt to insight what happened just then between Akia and
Yeah, Avalos is watching
Alicia.
pretty closely too, and that seemed an awkward exchange.
For the PCs out there, do you feel like they can use their skills here to try to interpret what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
That sounds like an insight check.
Absolutely.
I was almost a 20.
I don't know what skill that would be for me.
To resist, probably deception is the typical one to use.
I don't know if they are resisting. I think they're just doing.
I would say with Atlas's low score, he's just too involved in being, one, repulsed by the new QMQ, and two, very conflicted about his feelings with the Duergar.
Yeah, I'd say for Lotus, she's probably still thinking. It's like just the words are just echoing in her head from the Grand Alpha, just saying like, it's not something I would wear, just over and over.
I was gonna say, like, probably just going off of passive deception. Alicia would have 11. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get close. Gaiman definitely noticed that. From all the time that you've known Alicia so far, you haven't realized them to just take something and keep it. So that seems very odd.
But like the interaction between Akia and Alicia is. So this is David's interpretation. So clearly there is like a motivation for Akia on this, and whatever Alicia's doing is not going fast enough. But is the motivation malevolent?
17's pretty high.
Not necessarily Alicia's motivation.
Oh, Kia's motivation.
But
Kia's
motivation.
that one I wouldn't be able to say.
I think with a 17, you're getting that Akia is frustrated that Alicia just hasn't finished up with it, so that they could get the raw materials back.
There's no underlying goal that not getting specific.
So like motivation,
like what's the emotion, I guess, is what Gaiman would try and suss out. That's what he can understand, is emotion. He wouldn't be able to understand the mechanics involved of what. I know that's how Akia's mind works, but our character minds are different.
Well,
so is there an emotion that he's picking up from Akia? Or emotions?
There's definitely a frustration there, and a lack of patience that you normally don't get from Akia. But other than that, I wouldn't think so at this time.
Anger there is.
More, possibly a little bit.
Okay, in that case, Gaiman will stand up and he will be giggling highly inappropriately and a bit uncontrollably, and we'll decide that it's time to go. Come on, Avalos. Let's just get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay.
Avalis and Lotus. Seems to be some strange things happening at the moment.
Yeah, Avalos is just a little weirded out by all of this.
Yeah, it's like Lotus doesn't know exactly what's going on, but she definitely gets feeling that something's just off.
I was Caleb, I was on that dragon as a spider for probably 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't and then I grabbed it real quick and handed it to Akia, so I probably had it less than really a minute. I didn't have to do any check or anything for that, did I?
Correct. You did
Okay.
not have a long enough exposure to these materials. That's why I'm checking you guys pretty often here on the clock to see what is happening to you all.
I mean, I've got the sphere and the booby statue.
Some would say you have 3 spheres.
Hey.
Honka, honka.
Sorry, everyone.
So the Grand Alpha said that the elevator up was guarded.
Yes, she said that the room with the elevator has guards in it.
Wait, I thought we were going down to what? Kill the heart.
Should we OOC take a vote? That might be the easiest thing to do.
Throw up a pole!
And they would have told you that there is 2 elevators.
Yeah, 'cause
Both of them would go up or down.
Because one went this way,
Oh.
right? Because did the wizard or whatever was going that way, or somebody went that way?
Well, we passed by that
was
one
the,
room that had an elevator in it, right?
That is
Yeah,
correct.
that's back that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the prince's brother, Prince.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, somebody ran to the east, and it wasn't the one to the south.
The
So.
Durgar, formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the prince's brother that is also a prince because that's how that works.
Under dark rain, under dark rain.
That's what I got from the. That was my interpretation from the yelling that we heard during the combat. Was that they were going down to handle the situation.
They've
If-
got an hour lead time at least on us.
Yeah, but I thought the situation was like an active insurgency going on, but
Mm.
I think it must be something else now.
Well, it's time. Do we want to have a poll now, or do we want to discuss in chat and decide later?
It would
You
be
guys can go up or down, and there's 2 elevators. One that is guarded and one that is unguarded.
Atlas
you
is
have-
up.
Akia's player and Akia both say up, I believe.
wants to
Akia,
go-
I'm not sure, but the player definitely wants to go up.
Well, I mean, you said you wanted to go to the laboratory, so go to the laboratory.
That's up.
Okay, well, Gavin wants to go down. He wants to go, punch a hole in the heart. That seems like a cool thing to do.
Yeah, Alicia wants to go down as well.
And maybe I should say Gibby wants to go up. Avalos wants to just leave. Peace out. But
Oh, sorry, I hit enter too soon. We can say option 3 and 4 is up in elevator guarded. Option 4 down in elevator guarded room. Let's see, we got
How do we get 6 votes?
your DM can vote.
I don't trust the DM. Fuck that.
I was like, what?
noise. Of course he wants us to go to the guarded one.
And it was actually an accident.
CPK, I will.
Hey, you just never know. So it seems like you guys want to go down in the elevator from the unguarded room. So Craigie would tell you, and I'll shift click, that is there. So next time we can begin with you guys going down, down, baby, down in the elevator.
I've got everyone addicted to Chardalyn.
Mm,
After all of that mess with the
Not
crystal.
everyone.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, conveniently, the two that are blinding white like snow. the albinos in the group.
And I'm just gonna grab these peeps. Boop. I'm gonna do that so that we all are in the same room to begin next session. And I will take us back to the start page. Oof.
I mean, I don't think it's an addiction. It's just Gaiman's too stupid to realize the causality yet. Because, you know, a booby statue and a weapon. Booby statues and weapons don't hurt you.
I just rolled
Unless you
shit
use
on
them
my
against others.
I rolled shit on my wisdom save, so let's start
And
the
Well,
you
downward
guys
spiral.
are role-playing those new, we'll just call them quirks, very well. So I appreciate that, everyone.
Yes, my
if you guys-
precious.
Have any critiques, questions, or comments on ways that we can make session run
Are you
better?
going to
Just
start
let me know.
referring to your stone fork as a dingle hopper?
Maybe.
The dingle hopper? Oh no. As long as it's not the dingleberry collector, we should be good.
Oh god!
Yeah, so anything like that, please let me know publicly or privately. I will be so happy to play with you all next week, the 7th of the 7, to see what happens as you guys descend down a level into this fortress and what interesting things are to happen. And I guess one other piece of information, they would tell you that there is a tunnel that you could climb down if you don't want to take the elevator.
I wish we had another 4 hours to play.
I'm sorry that we don't. So I hope you guys all have a great weekend. If you celebrate the holiday that's coming up on Tuesday, I hope you have a good time. We will be in bed very early, trying to make sure that no one poo-poos in the house because of the fireworks.
Ooh, that's true.
It is the way of the dog owner.
This
Mhm.
is the way.
This is the way. All right, everybody. It was great to play with y'all. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm gonna go head to bed. I'll see you guys next week for our next session of Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Thanks,
Good night.
Caleb.
Thanks for running.
Good night, guys. My pleasure. Bye.
Yep.
Alright, good
and-
game. Good night, everybody.
Yep.
Night,
Oh my
everyone.
goodness, I can't
And
believe.
thank you everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.